ahead and get this party started! Yes. Yep, hits me again. Yes, you know what that means. More Elder Scrolls Online. So let's go ahead, spend the next 3 hours shoving our ass through more of Tamriel. So, let me go ahead and certain, of course, that everything is turned to the on and don't pay attention to that. Just and and there we go. Since we did all that nice, neat little housekeeping stuff earlier, it's less stuff that we have to manage, deal with later tonight. I even got to me a standby edible here in case pain gets too bad. So, basically a segment of an edible. There we go. Yes, we've got 4 characters now at champion points. Our main, our second alt here, which is a Breton Templar, our Khajiit here, who is a blood knife here, and our Orc Templar from the Dominion. Now, let's go play! Stir, 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 stir. Alright, we've got a cutscene we gotta deal with here. Sit by the fire. And you gaze into the vision of Mother Morrowind herself.
You received Veloth's blessing and have come to the Hollow, just as I have foreseen. The blasphemer Vox has sealed herself behind powerful wards. While these wards are in place, she is hidden from me. 3 wards protect her. 1 bound to the living, 1 to the dead, and 1 to the Daedric Plains. Destroy these wards, then you will be able to enter the blasphemer's lair.
Alright, so that's actually...
Strange lights emanate from 3 locations in the ruins above. That's where I'd look for the wards. Once they fall, the way into Vox's lair should be clear.
Okay. We got 3 layers here, so... ready to go with this stuff. We are here. We need to get over to there first.
Over here.
Okay, is he gonna move at all? Signs point to new. Fuck it. I mean, if you're gonna be doing this, you might as well just Benny Hill your way around the ship. Yeet the fucking... There we go. Usually it's a lot better than this, so it'll probably even itself out. Aspra the Forgotten.
Who are you that shatters Vox's wards and defies her will? Why hasn't she consumed your soul as she has with all the others? How very interesting.
Not really. I mean, all I'm doing is simply trying to destroy Vox.
Others have made this claim. Others have died. Still, you threaten Vox in rape. Oh, Veloth's blessing. So impressive. You must learn, Vox. How could I witness this monument?
Open. I'm gonna use this opportunity here to do this. We got Miram and Orlin. Magistr's Earl.
Vox wasn't always like this. Once she willingly served the tribunal and was committed to its cause.
What happened then?
Vox's son grew distant, more radical. He broke his mother's heart. Watch, listen. This is how Vox's dark journey begins.
Right.
You mustn't do this, my son. Defying the tribunal is a death sentence.
Enough, Mother! Your faith in false gods blinds you to the truth.
You mustn't say such things, Miram.
Silence, Mother! The Daedric princes return. I welcome them as the true gods of this land.
Please, Miram, come back. I don't want to see you get hurt.
Oh, right. There we go. The second memory here.
The son listened when cunning Boethia whispered in his ear. He tried to steal an artifact from the tribunal temple, the hammer known as the Judgment of Veloth. Many of the tribunal's faithful died gloriously that day.
So what happened?
Miram was caught and punished. Magistrix Vox witnessed her son's torment. She was powerless to intervene.
I would imagine
My
so.
child, why have you spilled innocent blood? What has led you to perform such evil?
You are a lie, Almalexia! A false god! I renounce you as the impostor you are!
You show no remorse, and your crimes cannot be ignored. Let this be a lesson to all who would oppose the tribunal.
No, my lady. Mercy! I beg of you. He's my only son.
What mercy did Miram show his victims? I am sorry, dear Yuri, but he has earned this punishment.
Oh!
Ooh. Ew.
Poor Vox, mad with grief, vowed revenge upon the three. As a trusted servant of the tribunal,
All right.
False gods, false justice. Miram was right. The Daedric princes must return, and blood must flow. Let them die. Let them rot. Let them feel my pain. No false gods can stop me.
yes, you really yes. Let your plague spread across the land as your rage fills you and makes you strong. But you need Veloth's hammer. You must take it for your own.
The judgment. That's what my son sought to possess. Yes, it will be mine. And with judgment in my hand, the tribunal shall fall.
Go! Gather your followers. Spread your plague. Wield the hammer. With it, you can devour living souls and unleash your true power.
You think to hide from me, intruder? I see you.
Ask for the Forgotten.
Impressive. Her memory detected your presence.
How does this help
You
me?
saw the pain. Veloth's hammer allows Vox. I
All
want to see
right.
a fair fight. What are you worried about? You have Veloth's blessing.
Alright. Oh. Veloth will end up giving me a little bit of a boost here. So. And now the prophecy.
The meddler from my memories. Have you come to die? You shattered my wards. You entered my hollow in service to a false god. I'm impressed you made it this far. But your interference ends here.
But you misunderstand. You cannot kill that which has already been dead and brought back and dead and brought back and dead and brought back repeatedly. Especially with soldiers.
Kill you? I could have done that long ago. You are strong. You overcame obstacles that blocked even the false goddess.
I never help anyone who is innocent.
Innocent. You utter fool. I will have your hammer, and the tribunals as well.
Another one? There's something different about this one.
You're right, Miram. This one's solid.
A visitor. Free. Up there.
The power in your... The Keeper's tricks hold me. On the east, I can't touch it.
My gods have forsaken. Perhaps the Keeper feeds them.
one has a body that I can rend.
And down at 115.
You set my companions free. The Keeper bound these two, but it said I was too precious for bonds. Its master wanted me to decide for myself. A power struggle. I don't remember any of that. I don't remember. The way you say that, I know I did something. Then here I shall remain. If I heard...
Alright, so now that we've gotten that here,
It's so good to have my body back again.
So this is the reservoir of souls. How strange.
Long enough. Feel the wrath of Veloth's judgment.
boosted that out easily enough.
Thank you for releasing me.
My lady has not forgotten us.
Vox is defeated, and Veloth...
There we go.
The innocence Vox imprisoned in her reservoir of souls. But her power is broken now, and they're free to pass on. That was your doing. Both
Alright.
and Daravis have been dead for a long time. They cannot return to life, but they can be set free.
That's good. So, that's it? We're done?
Yes, but your journey continues. The time has come for you to move on. We will work to restore order in Morrowind. You may leave that to the three.
I will certainly do that.
Daedric princes are not supposed to meddle in our affairs. My companion thought he had dealt with that threat. But that is not your concern. You have done well.
Mm-hmm. I'm fairly certain you did too, but, The portal behind me should get me back to morning. Alright. There we go. Technically, I should have gone to the correct portal here. Malborn, like right all the way over here. Howard's just I don't really care right now.
Be quick or be gone.
Coordinator RLF. Coordinator Gorley. Okay, we are here. I do believe our next one's gonna be Ganthus here.
I must finish this.
Do your trading here.
Good stuff. I don't usually remember where Ganthus is kept. Oh, the first time I actually skipped that. Who got us in a... Mm-hmm.
Excuse me, celebrated hero. Could you spare a few minutes for a poor agent of the Pact? Good day, hero of Mournhold and Dishan. I hate to interrupt your victory, but I'm here to request your assistance.
Really? What you need?
Dark times befall Shadowfen. Dark times indeed.
Really?
Murders and disappearances in Stormhold, and the Vice Cannons can't find a culprit.
I don't know. Why can't Stormhold's guard find the intruder?
The Vice Cannons need an outside party to help due to certain political complications. Vice Cannon Ronda expects me to send help.
There we go.
Good day, hero. Dark times. Head south.
I'll do what I can.
Once you run out of good dry land, go a bit further and you'll hit Stormhold. Locate Vice Cannon Ronda there. He'll direct you.
What can you tell me about Stormhold?
I could tell you where to find the only decent meal in town, but that's probably not what you mean. What do you want to know?
Anything you can tell me about the disappearances right off the bat?
Not much, sadly. It's mostly Argonians missing. Some think slavers are to blame. If that's true, the Pact may not survive such discord.
What's Stormhold like?
It's a Dunmer city, built on an Argonian village, built on an Ayleid ruin. Confused, like much of Shadowfen. Consider it a last bastion of civilization before Black Marsh. Everything south of Stormhold is lizards and mud.
What can you tell me about the Vice Cannons?
War heroes from the Akaviri War. Strong leaders, honorable to the last. A good thing, too, since Shadowfen's troubled by its past. My people kept Argonian slaves within living memory, and that's not a wound to quickly heal.
At least you're willing to admit that, and admission's on the first step to anti-racism, so... Let's go ahead and make our way to the Shadowfen border. I do believe I'm actually at a decent.
Welcome, friend.
What do you require of a zombie fragrant employer?
Around lessons.
This one keeps your sleekest possessed.
Should have probably there, but.
No, thief. This one. You're...
Deposit. Riding speed.
To leave possessions with it.
We'll do a log out quickly, because there are a couple things I want to take care of here and dump into inventory. We'll start with the immediately previous streaming character here, who we wrapped up High Isle with a bit ago. And of course, Galen.
To leave possessions with the zombie does not make you...
Alright, we're all with Kaj.
You seek a zombie? Deposit?
Alright. Next up, So, next up, this one is getting put in. And I do believe I have got...
The Red Mountain? Oh,
Alright, oops. Alright. I'm gonna go ahead and head to the bathroom here, folks, in just a moment, so... Quick little BRB. Alrighty then. We're back. So, we got this one over here that we just got to do the following. Grab Zubby. And deposit. One, 4, 3, 1, 8. I have a general personal rule. I do not keep my loot vouchers or my
What do you require of a zombie?
Okay. Yeah, I do not keep Telvar stones, root vouchers, or transmute keys on premises. I also keep only 25,000 gold and 4,000 and 40,000 alliance points on me at all times on my characters. There is a very good reason for this. It's called I don't want to get shit stolen, especially in Cyrodiil. Meanwhile, back at the chicken ranch. So,
yes, my vision dream speaks true.
No, it doesn't. No, I'm not. Mm-hmm. Yes. So, here we go forward. Let's move. I will, however, do this. Do. Halon's Craig. Hell. Alright. And last but not least, do.
Get these eggs. Light it.
That was all I needed. Like, that was it. I remember actually doing that side quest over there once. Why, I had no idea, but it was a good side quest. Alright. I am here. Million. And then...
You'd think the guards would have found something by now.
For you. Keep it up. You expect them to...
So between us, I never want to see if I could. Your title, I don't care, and you can tell that pretty mistress of yours that I'm in the Fighters Guild, so she better watch her back.
May Stendar keep you safe.
Alright. Alrighty then. We've got Haytanin.
Excuse my silence. I've as much on my mind as a hatchling looking for supper.
Vice Cannon Rhonda.
You're a new face in Stormhold. As Vice Cannon tasked with today's duties of audience, it is my solemn duty to warn you of the killer loose in our fine city. Be on your way, travel in pairs, etc.
All well and good, but I actually got sent here by somebody named Ganthus. Apparently, they wanted me to look into these murders.
Did he mention the finder's fee he receives for sending you into the swamp? Of course not. Since he didn't, I'll provide you with his fee directly.
Yay!
To him the next time you see him, or use it for a pair of watertight boots.
And he'll never ask you for it, so 372 gold!
3 murders, and Stormhold's about to boil over like my father's fish kettle. The Dark Elves blame the Argonians they owned before the Pact outlawed slavery. I miss the days of kicking arse. Now I'm expected to kiss them.
Any leads?
That's not a question I've heard from a stranger. Fancy yourself a bloodhound, do you? I'd never doubt Stormhold's guards in a siege, but we've seen no progress with these murders. We'll gladly pay a bounty if you find the killer.
Any idea where I should start?
Here's a list of the victims' families. Find out what they know about their murdered kin. I'm almost glad the guard never got around to it. As my son says, mammoths can't dance.
Consider it done.
Dendris Indolor at home. Gethys Omobar works at the smithy. As for Tyrell Alor, try the Mages Guild. Hold your nose when talking to that one.
Okay, why didn't the guard
A
question?
while back, Argonians and Stormhold were slaves to the local Dark Elves. The 2 other Vice Cannons work to mend the bad blood, but it's slow to get anything done when nobody trusts the guard.
And this would keep the guard from doing the jobs y'all pay him for because...
Recently, some Argonians went missing. We heard a nasty rumor about Dark Elf slavers in the city. False, of course. Then the bodies showed up. All Dark Elves. The new rumor says Shadow Scales are targeting Dunmer. Nearly started a riot.
The Shadow Scales. For those of us playing the home game, what are the Shadow Scales, folks?
They're a pain in the fundament. An armed group of Argonians lurking in the swamps, killing enemies of their people. If you want to twist the Dark Elf's ears anymore, you may as well burn an effigy of Almalexia.
Very, very blunt and to the point. No.
Stormhold is ill-equipped for the kind.
Ooh, that was close, motherfucker.
On your way, stranger. I have no patience for small talk.
Oh, relax. I'm here about to talk about the murders.
About time the Vice Cannons do their jobs. Aralin's body lies captive in the mortuary. I can't even see him, let alone bury him. Why all these ridiculous delays? Dumark, take this accursed town!
Who would want to harm Arlen?
Shadow Scales. Who else? He spoke out against the Argonians, and rightly so. He was targeted for having the courage to say what we all think about them. I'm no bigot, but if you ask me, The world would be a better place without those scaly fetchers.
Well, luckily for you, I tend to ignore everything from everything from the word "but" beforehand, so you go and keep thinking that, bigot. Right above Mage's Guild, too.
What do you want?
I'm investigating the murders.
Finally looking into my brother's death, eh? I get it. I'm sure you and your vice cannon pals had better things to do than your job.
Edible time.
Naldin wasn't the brightest star in the sky, but he didn't deserve this.
Who'd want to cause him harm?
Most of Stormhold. Naldin ran up a lot of debts. He also picked a lot of fights with the lizard skins. If the Shadow Scales didn't get him, it's because someone else moved faster.
This is taking forever. Pardon my tears. I recently lost my wife and... I'm sorry. Can I help you?
Go ahead and tell me about your wife.
Ironi and I always believed in the Pact. We came here to build a better life with Argonians and Nords alike. Some of my people blamed the Shadow Scales. But what would they gain from her death? We treat everyone the same. It makes no sense.
Agreed. That's why Vice Cannon Pondar asked me to look into her death.
Thank the gods. She's in the mortuary, which they keep locked. But Ironi made those locks, so I have the master key. Here, take it.
Yay!
Find out who did this. Don't allow her to become a symbol against the Pact.
I gotcha.
Keeping myself busy.
And then we make our way over here.
What is to become of me?
You know the deceased? I do hope so. All must return to the swamps eventually.
We'll start with, Erlen Maribel. Quick examination reveals Arlen's throat was slit. Jane's notes might provide some insight. Coroner's report time. Subject died from a precise cut to the throat. The cut runs just deep enough to sever a vein and vocal cords. The body shows no signs of struggle. A small precise cut upon the chest was made after the subject's death. Ironi. Ironi's body and clothes Seeing charred. Oh, she definitely looked extra crispy. The shaman's notes may reveal what happened. Coroner's notes. The issue review suggested the subject died from heat or flames, but the burns do not extend beyond the surface of the skin. Whatever caused these burns was no natural flame. The subject bears a wound in her chest, a clean, precise cut. Upon consultation, this combination of wounds is unknown to the local mages guild. And last but not least, Nalden Indolor. Nalden Indolor's body looks relatively unharmed, but Sheen's notes may reveal more. And the coroner's report. Subject died from a single stab wound to the heart. The strike is clean and precise. There are no visible signs of struggle. I noticed a small separate cut quite near the mortal wound. I estimate this cut was made after the subject's death.
You there! Please, I have an urgent message!
Yes?
Gethys Omabar sent me. It's about his wife, Ironi.
Something wrong?
Gethys saw Ironi, alive. He watched her enter their home on the other side of Stormhold. He asked you to meet him there as soon as you...
I gotcha! We're gonna be heading up there and trying to see why a dead woman in the morgue, who we just saw in the morgue, somehow is walking upright. Now, this usually does not involve anything good, folks. You at least got the necromancy here. Get this on.
Vivek, Halva found you. Whatever's in my home, it isn't my wife.
What happened?
Ironi. My Ironi. She's gone. I know that. But when I saw her enter our home, I had to find out how she'd returned. That's when she stabbed me. If that Argonian hadn't leapt between us, she'd have finished me off.
What Argonian?
I don't know. But he tried to save my life. They were still fighting when I crawled out the door. They both moved so fast. Please.
Alright.
I'm not afraid.
Oh, fine. The Argonian's body is still warm. It is covered in numerous cuts and scorch marks. A careful search was Tobin discovers a hidden pocket containing a small journal. Let's take a read. Entry 441. Three dark elves killed in Stormhold, and rumors call it our work. Preposterous, the Night Mother gifted none of them with her call. I'll return to the Enclave and discover who's behind this. Keep reading. Entry 442. Just watched Ironi Amabar enter her home. This isn't right. Her body remains at the mortuary. Going to see what this creature wants and why it bears Ironi Amabar's face. Well, if we know that if it's shadow scales, it's not sanctioned. Let's give Vice Canon Hrondar the bad news that somebody's trying to frame shadow scales. A crime they didn't commit. Weird. You are here.
If you were the one working with Vice Canon Hrondar, please see Vice Canon Hatamine.
Hatamine.
Vice Canon Hrondar is indisposed. He informed me you've been assisting us in our recent troubles. Are you any closer to discovering the killer?
Well, from what I found, somebody's trying to stitch up shadow scales for the murders.
Then we can concentrate our efforts elsewhere. Many will blame the shadow scales regardless, but our concerns are greater now than scapegoats. When I said Vice Canon Hrondar was indisposed, I spoke half the truth. He listens to water as one of our little fish, our eyes and ears. He signals when he possesses urgent information for the Vice Canons. A short while ago, we received his signal. Be swift and silent as currents in a stream. Speak with listens to water on our behalf.
Where can I find him?
Mud huts. Don't ask for him by name. or he'll think you a debt collector. Remain discreet. If Listens to Water found the scent of Vice Canon Rondar, follow it until its end.
I'll see what it knows. See what he knows here. So.
You'd think the guards would have found something by now.
You expect them to do their job.
Take you, killer!
Listens to Water. The Argonian in this hut was only recently killed. His body is still warm. The flesh of his body looks charged just like Aroni Almabar's body. There is no mistaking the similarity in the wounds of the records. Observations. These pages were bookmarked with a key. Entry 1. I spoke to Chomacus today. He seemed to recognize me or even wish to speak to me. We are egg brothers. We went our separate ways, but our bond has always remained. Entry 2. I noticed Chomacus. Or is it Chornacus? Cillian Norn Runes. Cillian Norn Runes. Cillian Norn. Cillian Norn. But yeah, we've got. I managed to find a key. Cillian Norn's entering the old Cillian Norn ruins. Others have as well, but the ruins are long. We're going to start on the other side. Entry 3, I managed to find the key, but one of the Argonians I saw near the ruins yesterday suspects something. Caution, I watched where I'll try tomorrow. Saw Chonacus and 2 others carry a man with a sack. Chornacus and 2 other carry a man with a sack of others heading to the ruins. Recognize Vice Canon Rondar's armor. I say to the Vice Canons, this is too big for me.
I'll take those.
Sorry, motherfucker. Let's head upstairs to the Cillian Norn ruins. The Cillian Norn ruins were excavated by the same aliens who built the Stormhold.
The Thalmor commands. Go around! Eagle's try.
Is someone there?
Help me, please!
There we go. As King Rondar.
Bones, it's good to see you. The Dominion right under our noses. Damned insidious. I have to warn Servina and... Yes,
are you alright?
But I've been here less than a day. Some of Stormhold's citizens were here longer, held in the alcoves nearby. I'll distract these Dominion snowbacks. Should buy you time to free the prisoners.
Alright. Let's go ahead and get the prisoners dealt with.
Eagles, brother!
There we go.
I owe you my life.
2 of 4. There we go.
Free at last.
Now, let's see. Shadowfin.
I owe you my life. Find and then talk to
Goats, it felt good to bury an axe in their throats. From the prisoners trickling out, I trust you enjoyed yourself as much as I. Did you free them all?
They're safe. You alright?
It'd be better if the damned ruins beneath my feet weren't infested with Dominion. We've posted if the Dominion sent a large force to infiltrate Stormhold, they must have a camp somewhere in Shadowfen. It's time we take the fight to them.
Where do you think that would be?
Tenma Walk, a Daedric ruin southeast of here. It's big enough to harbor a substantial enemy force and close enough to trouble Stormhold. Besides, my scouts report signs of activity within. I'll take a regiment to Tenma Walk. Don't want to take any chances.
Need help?
You freed me from the Dominion's clutches before those skin-stealing milk drinkers could kill me and wear my face. Of course I could use your help. Meet my regiment at 10 Mile Walk. Keep your blades sharp.
Alright, I'll meet you there.
What you've done was no easy task.
We're in your debt, my friend. With the Dominion exposed, the
Alright. And that actually wraps up the Stormhold portion of tonight's events. Decidedly. Now, let's see. Can unlock the bits on this character, but we'll go ahead and get on our horse and hit 10 more walk. Should get us straight away or over left or right, which will go in back.
Keeping that idiot. He should be back by now.
No, that's done with the Fogmother Way Shrine. But no, there I thought 10 more walk actually had its own way shrine, which was weird. Then again, it's far enough down that I think maybe it would. Especially if it was like toward the end, like closer to Alton Forum. Even then, it wouldn't make too much sense.
Just in time. We've got a mess on our hands. Worse than after a dog eats a cheese wheel.
What happened?
The Dominion ambushed us. I'd be ashamed to call it a rout if I wasn't considering how in oblivion they knew. Our attack was a disaster. The other vice cannons agreed to keep our forces together. Should have known they'd peel off the moment I turned my back. That's the best.
Really?
If they're smart, they retreated to a defensible position. My scouts here spotted a cave in the ruins. Before I return to my regiment and order an assault, I need someone to break through enemy lines and confirm they're alive.
Alright, I'll find the other vice cannons.
The cave's smack in the middle of 10 Mile Walk. The Dominions locked it tighter than a High Elf's fundament. Might have to knock a few heads to get past them.
Oh, really? Why are all the vice cannons here?
You think the other vice cannons are incompetent? Ha! No, it's politics, plain and simple. The one who stays behind looks out of touch, so off we came to the muck.
All three of you.
Politics be damned. Next time we draw straws to staying dry and stormhold.
Mm-hmm. How did you get
the Dominion ambushed us. They made a deliberate effort to split our forces. If Hetamin and Servina have any sense on the battlefield, they'd recognize that and stay together.
Why would the Dominion bother to invade Shadowfen?
Why does anyone invade anywhere? Those pristine towers of theirs must get boring. Maybe a good brawl in the mud beats chasing their cousins for kisses. Truth is, I don't care why. I care to get them out.
Mm-hmm.
The ruins crawl with Dominion.
Hetamin's here.
You may look like someone I met in Stormhold, but make any sudden moves and I'll shred your full skin.
Perhaps it's me. Legit. Fine, I'll talk to Hetamin. Dark Elf slave camp used to buy and sell Argonians.
How did you find us? Unless you're a skin stealer. Keep your hands empty if you please. But you don't stink of death. You're likely what you seem. What remains for you to share is why you came here.
Vice King Rondar sent me on.
Still with us, is he? That man is luckier than a Khajiit in an abandoned fishery. What does Rondar want? If it's for me to say he was right about sticking together, he can drown himself in a bog.
Well, I'm looking for you because Vice Canon Rondar is about to be a fucking idiot. His plans to try and cut a freaking swath through here to get to you. And Servina.
We don't need rescuing. We need Rondar to recognize we're bait in another Dominion trap. Tell him I won't allow such wasteful theatrics on our behalf.
Alright, so what's your plan?
If you find Vice Canon Rondar's regiment, you'll find him. Tell him to call off his attack before the Dominion picks him apart. If Vice Canon Rondar sends for reinforcements, he'll gain enough soldiers to clear these Dominion muckworms from the ruins. We can manage until then.
Alright. Let's get back to Rondar's regiment.
Go around! Scatter! To the side!
His little characters of Vice Cannon. I don't know. Examine the body. Okay.
You aren't like the others. You should keep your own face. It suits you better.
Weird. Somebody's in prison and
came from underground. I saw them drag the others away.
What happened?
Prepared to assault the cave when the soldier beside me stabbed me in the back. When I fell, I saw my own regiment attack itself. I saw them take Ukatse alive, knocked him out, dragged him away to that altar like a piece of meat.
Where's Vice Cannon Rondor?
I need aid!
All right.
Quick, untie me before she returns.
Before who returns? For the benefit of the home game.
That crazy elf. She tried to cut my chest, but I kicked her off the altar. Said she'd be...
All right.
Stay away from my new face.
Talk to Ukatsu.
What madness. Soldiers died thinking our own ranks betrayed us. I'd like to feed those skin stealers to a Wamasu with the flux. I saw Vice Cannon Rondar's guard lead him away before the attack. If his guard was skin stealers, he's in grave danger.
Agreed. How do you find Vice Cannon Rondor?
Best looking scout in Shadowfen. I'm also the best tracker. I can pick up Vice Cannon Rondar's scent and lead us right to him. I'll need someone to watch my back while I follow my nose. We should work in pairs with skin stealers about, yes?
Probably a good idea. Before we buddy up for the next 8 or so minutes here, tell me more about the attack.
I heard a pine thrush call, but those birds aren't native to Black Marsh. Then I saw my friend raise her mace and bring it down on my helmet. Oh, I know that smell. Sweet with decay, like swamp water. I'm not just the best looking scout.
I'll watch your back.
And alert.
Let's go.
brought him past the cave. Strange. It is an old smell. They dragged him up this rise, straight ahead. He didn't struggle. Vice Cannon. Oh no. We'll find who did this. Find any sign of who did this to him.
The corpse of Vice Cannon Rondar looks different from the others you've seen at Ten Marwalk. Oh dear. Take a closer look. I have a feeling that is probably going to be several days dead. Though recently dragged here, the body is cold and decaying, as if dead for much longer than the others. His corpse is conspicuously absent of signs of battle. You notice a small hole in his chest as well as a slight charring of his skin. Oh, fuck.
Something's wrong. He smells very dead.
Yeah, he wasn't killed recently.
If the Vice Cannon was dead this whole time, was it a skin stealer who launched the attack on the cave? Or before that, when we lost the other Vice Cannons?
Well, you can tell skin stealers by smell, which you had noticed prior.
Vice Cannon Rondar always said I need. I didn't. I should have. Zeus! What secrets do the Dominion already know?
We should tell the other Vice Kings about this.
You're right. They'll know what to do. They have to. Despite his rough manner, Vice Cannon Rondar was a hero to many in Stormhold. When this is all over, you'll have a fitting burial. This impostor must be found before he can fool anyone else. But I think I know where he's at.
Where?
Vice Cannon Rondar ordered us to stay away from a nearby doorway. Maybe.
Oh, right. To the ruins of Ten Marwalk in the portal.
Come to me, mortal. This is the way in. Little mortal, how far we have come since we first met.
A fair bit. I do have to ask, though, for the people playing the home game here, so try not to take too much offense, or at the very least, keep your offense down to at least a 7. Are you the one behind the Skin Stealers?
Yes, you marvelous fool. I allowed them to pull me from oblivion, bind my essence, and siphon my power because I'm secretly behind their shabby little plans. Oh. But you don't know about those, do you?
Tell me what you know of them.
You've heard of Ruvatar, the celebrated Dominion alchemist.
Vaguely.
It's all his doing, you know. I'll tell you his plans for your impending doom. For a small favor, of course.
Well, again, for members, I already kind of know what favor you kind of want there. For again, Goes with the home game. What kind of favor?
You must find the pair of altars binding me, further inside the complex. Do so, and I pledge to share the Dominion's plans and direct you to their most prized possession. Also, I pledge not to violate your corpse on your burial day. A true bargain.
Well, it is a bargain, especially since I plan on having myself cryogenically frozen. What would I do at the altar?
Within each altar, you'll find simple foci. A mortal's touch destroys them and removes my bonds.
Alright, let's go ahead, and they're touch activated, so...
Hide before the Dominion spot.
Eagles, triumph!
Hashtag blood for the pact!
Door out!
You fight the Dominion. You haven't tried to cut off my... Fair point. Caught, one by one. I'm the only one alive. Well, alive. Used a captive Dremora to pull their souls from their... Smart idea, dealing with Daedra. Before the Dominion came, she promised... Maybe. I spent many cramped nights listening to Ruvatar, the High Elf in charge of this place. I'm sure I could piece it together. But my friends don't deserve to be trapped in...
Oh, great. Ew. Yes. Charge. And charge.
What a capable servant you are. There.
Mm-hmm.
Why, a glimpse of your enemy, Rubitar and his prize.
At least we know what the prize is, and it's not a good one. Right.
Your interference ends here.
A moment, my mortal trifle. Come close. I have one last secret to whisper in your ear. You're far too delightful. You're far... You're far too...
Anyone could be a skin stealer. Anyone. Never find all of us. We are everywhere.
Follow me. The exit is this way. What to do with you? What to do? Oh, it thinks it can.
There's
somewhere
Rubitar.
beyond these ruins, I'm sure. This portal will take you from this place, I promise. And that is the last promise to you I will keep.
Let's go! Escape the vault. Back to 10 marble. 10 marble. So we now have...
Have I offended the three?
I need a moment to recover.
Ukatse informed us you had entered the ruins to pursue Vice Canon Rondar's imposter. Whatever you did in the ruins caused a lot of panic amongst the Dominion. We chose our moment and pushed out of the cave. Vice Canon Hatamine was wounded in the process, but she'll survive.
Did everybody make it out?
Yes, but Vice Canon Rondar's death weighs heavily on Hatamine. She says she should have known. Poor thing. We were all fooled. But enough of our troubles. Did you stop his imposter?
I did. Unfortunately, the Dominion has a surprise called the Nemekeg.
Once she's recovered, Vice Canon Hatamine will no doubt celebrate your accomplishment. But this artifact you mentioned, the Nemekeg, do you know anything of its whereabouts?
I flew the tar, brought it to a place of power. I have no idea where.
A Dominion general, perhaps. Whoever he is, will stop his march through Shadowfen. This Nemic egg is unknown to me. If it originated in Shadowfen, perhaps an Argonian would know more.
Let's ask Ice King and Hasten.
I had someone else in mind. Argonian keepers know the history and legends of their land.
What can I do?
Haten and I must rally the remnants of Stormhold's forces to the hatching pools. If the Skin Stealers took Vice Canon Rondar, they'll know what he knew.
I'll meet you there. Before we head off and over here, we'll be making a quick stop over at some Foremost because here is a Sky Shard. There we are! I know there was a trick to get up here. Oh, God. Press QT. Got that a shrine. Now it's just a matter of heading to the hatching pools that we will be doing shit at next time. The edible, however, is now kicking in, folks, like democracy in Iraq. So,
Keeper Omnise was a kind woman. She tended eggs, you understand? She was a midwife to Argonian hatchlings. And they butchered her. The Dominion cut her down and left her to rot.
What happened?
I take no pleasure in being right. The Dominion must have learned Vice Canon Rondar's knowledge of the hatching pools. It is imperative we learn the Nemikek's true role in the Dominion's plans. They bring nothing to this land but abomination. If you haven't seen it yourself, Dominion forces are all over the hatching pools. They kill anyone who tries to leave. The only good news is they've left the eggs unharmed. We could use your help in learning.
How can I help?
To cut down. Ukatse found. Report the.
Alright, so. Put ourselves right in front of the ceremonial chest. So, with it being now 13 minutes after 10, I'd just like to thank y'all for spending your week here with us over at Europe live streams, and I do hope to see you all again on our next streaming day Thursday at 8 o'clock. As far as things go, you can catch me while I'm not streaming over on Twitch, YouTube, and TikTok at Bioff Republic, as well as all of your major mainstream social media websites. But until we see each other again, you take care of yourselves out there. Peace out. Radio, let's go ahead and get ourselves over to Twitch. There we go. Now, who gets the host? Who gets the host? Well, since we already rated Iffy earlier today, weird. Well, yeah. Oh, can't read him. His settings no longer rate. Settle that. So, let's go ahead and drop in on Safnir then. She's doing some Destiny 2. It looks like some Lightfall, possibly, with her father. So, from yours truly, I'd like to say, do take care of yourselves out there. Get vaccinated, get boosted, get your flu shot, and above all, take care of yourselves out there. Peace out. Rating Safnir right now.